If I were to ask all of you, what do you want your legacy to be? What you say is nice, but it doesn't matter. You can't come back from the grave, at your funeral and say, hold on, preacher, I would really like you to highlight this and this and this and this. They're going to remember your actions.
Yeah.
They're going to remember Matt was an insurance agent, but here are the actions that he did led to this legacy right here. They'll remember what you did. They'll remember how you made them feel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Medicare Sales Playbook. We are your hosts. I'm Dallas Keithley, joined today by Matt Smith, Medicare Matt Smith, they call him, for two reasons. One, he knows a lot about Medicare. Two, we have another Matt Smith in our office, and we had to differentiate.
And three,
we have an agent named Matt Smith.
And if you know of a Matt Smith that's interested in getting into the business,
we're collecting them. Hoarding Matt Smiths, if you will.
Four is the goal.
Four is the goal.
Yeah.
And Medicare Matt Smith, because the other Matt Smith didn't like some of the nicknames we gave him.
He didn't. Now, we still call him those, not to his face, behind his back.
We're not rude.
Yeah, not mean. We're nice guys.
Nice guys. We appreciate you guys joining us. And you guys have liked, you subscribed. We just hosted last night a Wednesday webinar with Pat Schmidt. We're going to be doing more of those. It's on the last Wednesday of every month. If you want to know which Wednesday that is, it's the one on the bottom of the calendar when you're flipping through the calendars.
I had to ask Dallas the other day. I'd ask you the other day. I was like, so when is the last Wednesday? I'm like, I understand, but when is the date? And he was like,
I don't know. It's the last
one.
Wednesday. It's when I look at the calendar and there's no more Wednesdays. I know I've got something to do at 4:00 Central Standard Time. If you do not have an invitation to the last Wednesday webinar, please send me an email, dallas.keithley, Keithley, at MedicareSalesPlaybook.com. Also, Rachel tells me, so guys, here's what happened. Just a little moment between us. I've been saying I'm going to do Tuesday tips, and I used to do them for our local agents, and then I stopped doing them. And then I said I'm going to do them. And Rachel says we're going to start when? 11/1, the first week of November. So if you would like a Tuesday tip, but here's the thing. If I start it, then I just got to keep going. You
just said it though.
And I've only got 3. So we're good until the third week of November. So if you would like our 3 tips in November, shoot me an email. We'll put you on the list. We're not going to spam you, anything like that. We'll probably email you twice a week.
Listen, after the third Tuesday, we will stop celebrating Tuesdays, Monday to Wednesday.
Yeah, Monday. I don't even know where to go with that.
On to the topic.
Guys, today, Chris Ball gave me this, and I love it. I've done some research. There's been books about it. I'm not going to do the proper thing and tell you where it originally came from, but I got it from Chris Ball. And I am a guy that has always had to pay attention to his mood, right?
Yep.
I have to be positive on purpose. I had a mentor that told me once, I went to see him and told him, hey, look, I need a mentor. I need somebody to help me. And he's like, why? What do you say? I said, because I find myself becoming a negative person. I stopped and kind of listened to myself, and I'm like, man, I don't think I've said anything positive in 3 weeks. I'm just kidding. An hour. And I'm that guy. And I also knew another guy. I won't mention his name. But I didn't like being around that guy because every commercial that came on, he's like, that's stupid. Why would anybody buy that? Yeah. A show would come on and he'd be like, here's the problem with this show. I hate that actor. I hate the way that guy dresses. I hate this. I hate that. And he didn't like anything. And he was a funny guy.
Yeah.
Right. But he was a guy that always, his comedy was even, here's why you're stupid, or that's stupid, or this is dumb, or that's right. And it's funny for a minute.
Yeah.
But after a while, you're like, look, man, I get it. Everything sucks. But then I found myself becoming that guy. Yeah. And this guy told me, one of the first things he said, listen, Dallas, a lot of people feel like they need to point out the negative. He goes, let me give you a break right now. If you see something negative, you don't have to tell everybody. There's enough negative people out there.
That's Solid.
Somebody's going to notice
Yeah.
it. So you don't have to. So take a break. And I'm like, man. And he goes, now, see if you can go and just say positive things.
I know it's not like, but in my mind, I can hear times in my life where I become very critical.
Yeah.
I don't probably look at it as negative, even though that's probably when we talk, it's negative or positive. Critical is negative.
It is, yeah.
But I find myself at some of those moments being like, is nobody else gonna?
Yeah.
Do I have to be the guy?
Do I have to tell that guy that looks stupid? And I did a deep dive into it, and I found out that people that are negative feel like they need to be negative, and they feel like it makes them come across as an intelligent person.
Okay.
Because they see things that somebody else didn't see. And that is their way of showing their intelligence. However, studies show that people around negative people consider them to be the least intelligent person in the room. Because it's like you're trying to prove so hard that you're intelligent that you're pointing out all these negative things, and people just get sick of it. And it's like you're trying too hard to be the intelligent person. So that got me really thinking. I'm telling you, I went on a streak where I tried to say only positive things. I didn't talk for 3 days, right? No, I'm just kidding. But I said all that to say this. I have to monitor my mood. I am not a guy that is going to be positive all the time naturally.
Yeah.
So I have to monitor. So Chris Ball gave me this. He talked about how and if you don't know who Chris Ball is one of the hosts of Life Insurance Academy, maybe like a sister podcast to us, right? Like
brother.
Yeah. Maybe step brother. I don't know.
I like that.
There you go. See, I was almost getting ready to go negative again, and I stopped myself right there.
Because I was going to say twice removed.
Yeah, twice removed from that weird uncle side. No, but Chris Ball told me, he said, Dallas, you have to go back. A lot of people try to fix the end result. Like, my actions are negative, right? He said, you have to go back to the beginning. And he said, it starts with words. Words. Now, when you think about words, there are two areas that words come from. You have inner words and you have outer words, right?
Yep.
The outer words are easier to control.
Yes.
Because outer words can be fixed by proximity. So I want you to think about now, and I want your feedback. If you are to look at the 10 people that you are around the most, how many of them would you classify as positive people that speak energy into you, or negative people? And I can't be one of them because we know what I'm saying. I'm just kidding.
I'd say it's probably half.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably half.
I think the problem is it's harder to find positive people.
It is. But I think it's just such a product of the world we live in too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you turn on the news, I mean, everywhere you go, everything is negative. So for somebody to be positive all the time, or even 3/4 of the time, half the time, I mean, that's out of the norm, well out of the norm.
It is. But I would encourage you to take a look, because we're going to show you today how it affects everything. But if you are around people that are negative, you may think, okay, yeah, but they're funny, or they're this, or they're that. You need to move. You need to change your proximity, your location, find people that are positive, because what happens is words turn into thoughts. The other type, before we move on to thoughts though, the other type of words are inner words, which are thoughts, but words we say to ourselves.
Yeah.
I had somebody call me out on this recently. I was talking with them and they're like, how was your day? And I'm like, man, I went in and I tried to get this done and I didn't. And man, I just suck at this. And then I had to do something I didn't want to do because I don't like doing it, because I'm not very good at it. And I don't like how this looked today. And that person said, man, Dallas, you are the meanest person I've ever met. And I'm like, I'm not mean to you. And she was like, no. You're not mean to me. You're mean to you. Like, you are the meanest person. And I think that may be a generational thing. You're a little bit younger than me, but I think that may be a generational thing. You and I grew up in a generation that if something was wrong, it was tough it up, man up.
Yeah.
I was listening to an interview with Tim Allen. Tim Allen lost his dad to a drunk driving accident. Drunk driver hit their car, killed his dad instantly. And his uncle came to him. After the accident, everybody had gone home, and Tim was walking towards the house, and his uncle came up to him and said, "Hey, don't be a crybaby. Your mom needs you right now."
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the generation we kind of grew up in.
Yeah.
And the generation of you talking mean to yourself is just self-help. Like, stop being a baby.
Yeah. Stop being a baby. It's, we've been doing a series with our team over the last couple of weeks or last couple of months for a little while.
Yeah.
And this week it was talking about what if, I think it was called Hot Mic. And it was what if your entire day were not only on camera, but more importantly, what if every single day, every word that you spoke out loud or under your breath or inside of your head, what if every word were, number one,
broadcast?
What would the people around you think? And number one, they'd be like, well, he's got an opinion about everything.
Yeah.
I would have less friends.
Yeah.
I would have less friends, not because I'm mean to people, but they wouldn't want to hear what I've got to say in my head. Probably what I'm thinking right now whenever I'm not talking. Like nobody wants to hear those, but those words that you say inside of your head to yourself and even about other people, like, those are hard to control.
They really are.
Those are hard to control because you think about, like, well, what's it going to hurt? And nobody knows.
Yeah.
But
well, what's it going to hurt is the great, because here, step one, you watch your words, because number one, your words become your thoughts.
Yes.
Thoughts are very dangerous. There are several Bible verses that talk about your heart. It mentions it as your heart. I grew up in Papua New Guinea. Over there, we speak a language called Pidgin. Yes, I'm familiar. That's a bird. I've heard the coos and all that stuff, right? But the language is called Pidgin. In Pidgin, they refer to that heart as your bell, your belly, or the center of your being, basically. And I love that, because your words, when they become thoughts, those thoughts, if you are not careful. So if you're sitting here today and we're talking about words I can move myself from if they're from other people. If we're sitting there today and I'm saying words to myself that aren't positive, you can say, "Hey, Dallas, dude, come on, get out of this." But your thoughts are yours and yours alone. And a lot of people don't know. I think of Robin Williams, and it's a very extreme, but nobody, like, I remember reading reports of him after his suicide, and people were saying, we had no idea.
Yeah.
We had no idea, because he was always happy. He was always joyful. He was always trying to make people laugh, but nobody knew the thoughts that were in there. So your thoughts can be very dangerous, or they can be very uplifting and moving and stuff like that. Controlling a thought process. And here's the other thing too. I just I was reading about how every person that ends up in the worst place ever, like, you think of a drug addict, or you think about, our pastor was talking the other day about, the number one thing among preachers is pornography and prostitution, right? And he said, no pastor wakes up and says, "Hey, I'm going to drive over to the next town today and find me a prostitute," right? Like, it's all a step. It all goes. And those thoughts are the ones that, if left unfiltered, it can go to a dark place. You say, "Dallas, what does this have to do with Medicare?" I wanted to talk about this today because a lot of Medicare agents work alone. They work in a box.
Yeah.
They spend their days either in a car, and you say, well, they talk to hundreds of people. Yes, but they're alone talking over the phone or something like that.
And those conversations that they're having are surface level conversations. I walk out, conversation's over with, and I'm back on my island again.
Yep. Yeah. So something to monitor. So words become thoughts.
Yes.
Your thoughts then become your actions. Your thoughts turn into actions that now other people see. And the problem is, by the time they become an action, they're true to you, because you have brought them through 3 steps. Everyone else, they're just seeing, to them, it's step 1. Okay, wow, Dallas has a problem, or this isn't good, or whatever.
Yeah.
You are 3 steps in because you heard the words, you had the thoughts, you go do the action. Yep. Whenever you see an action, it is a result of something. It is not the beginning of something. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So it becomes an action. I want to ask you, when it comes to seeing, you've got kids and stuff like that, right?
I do.
When you see them act out, a lot of times you can trace back to, oh, okay, this is where that started.
You can.
Right? Like I didn't see my kid ending up, what are you, we've all had those moments when you walk out and you go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Then you have to trace it back to the action or the words or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, we can, a lot of those stories, you're right. I mean, now granted, kids do a lot of thoughtless actions, but a lot of those times, if you can trace it, you're right. You can go back to those inner words that says, yeah, I can jump over the gas tank. Like, yeah, you can do that. And then it's all of those. It's like, yeah, I can climb to the top of that tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the action is now they're stuck at the top.
Yeah.
So,
or worse,
or
they're coming to the bottom.
They're coming to the bottom
rapidly. Yeah. So words become thoughts. Your thoughts become actions. Your actions then become habits. There are studies that show, one of my favorite books is Atomic Habits, where he talks about how long it takes to develop a new habit. Here's the crazy thing about habits. The bad habits, we don't have to work at, right? Like, I've got bad habits.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some. It's not that I'm having a problem thinking of any. It's that I'm having a problem thinking of any, but I want to put out there on the interweb, right? I have bad habits. I've never had to, as a kid, I chewed my nails.
Still do.
Right? I never had to think, oh crap, I got to chew my nails today.
Nope.
Or I'm going to lose that habit. Bad habits, they happen automatically. Good habits you have to put in place. Mm-hmm. What are some good habits that you've seen agents do that has led to success for them?
Good habits can be having a morning routine. Mm-hmm. That they have to work at, because an easy habitual morning routine is like wake up, drink coffee, walk out the door half awake. Mm-hmm. But having a good morning routine that they have to actively work at that sets their day off on the right foundation. That may be some alone time. That might be time with the kids. That might be all, checking emails. That might be a whole series of events that sets their day up for success. Mm-hmm. We see habits of, follow-up habits. And, mm-hmm. When they talk to clients and things like that, like the way that they follow up, they do the same thing because that's just how they do it.
Yeah, I like that. Lastly,
I probably had some more thoughts there, but
you're good. Words become thoughts, thoughts becomes action, action become habits. And then the thing is, habits become your legacy.
Yeah.
A funny thing about time is it goes by very quickly.
It does.
And, as a kid, I always thought, man, when I get older, it'll be easy to have good habits.
Yeah.
Like I watch my parents and I watch some of the things my dad did. And I'm like, man, my dad's a good disciplined guy. When I become his age, I'll just automatically become that guy. I'll be the guy that gets up and reads every morning and works out and all that stuff. Yeah. It doesn't happen. And when we speak of legacy, so let me ask you this. If today was Matt's last day on earth.
Okay.
And listen, if it is his last day on earth, I had nothing to do with it. If today is Matt's last day on earth, what is the legacy that you would want somebody, when they run into your kids, when they run into Cooper 10 years from now, they go, hey, I knew your dad.
Yeah.
He was what?
I hope, that the legacy I leave behind was of a man who loved his family, mm-hmm. bar none. So when my kids run into people who say, hey, I knew your dad, that guy loved you. That guy was proud of you. Mm. When my wife runs into people, like, man, that guy, like, dude, he knew what he had. Like,
yeah. And I love that because I thought you might say work ethic, but work ethic ties into your dad worked hard.
Yeah.
Because he loved his family.
I'm going to be different than a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm going to be different than a lot of people.
Oh, we know.
I'm taller than the average bear.
Yeah.
Not the average bear, but
Yeah.
bears are big. But
what's wrong with us? I'm just kidding.
What I do every day from 9 to 5 is not my identity.
And that's good.
This is not my identity. This is what I do as a me. We're going to get off on a little bit of a tangent here for just a moment. I think she's flashing a card. We got 10 minutes. Okay, we got some time here. So the guy we used to have done all of our mortgages, we bought several houses, all of the different things. So we've used one guy as our mortgage banker. He has a wall on his house, in his office, not his house, in his office, that says it's my why wall. And his why wall is just pictures of his family. And I asked him about it. And he's like, this is why I do what I do. And I thought through that. I don't believe that. So why you do what you do, again, it's this thing below the thing. I have to work because I have to provide for my family. Money can be made anywhere. Mm-hmm. That's not why I do this. I work because I have to provide for my family. The thing below the thing is why, okay, if money can be found anywhere, if a career, if an income can be found anywhere, why is it that you do this thing? Well, I do this thing because I love the population that we serve. But at the end of the day, what I do, this is not my identity. My identity is my family, it's my boys.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, and guys, that's so important. See, your legacy, a lot of us could say, if I were to ask all of you, what do you want your legacy to be? What you say is nice, but it doesn't matter. Because people, you can't come back from the grave, at your funeral and say, hold on, preacher, I would really like you to highlight this and this and this and this.
Remember that one time?
Yeah. They're going to remember your actions.
Yeah.
They're going to remember, Matt was an insurance, I hope I don't die and they write insurance agent on my tombstone, right? Like Matt was an insurance agent, but here are the actions that he did led to this legacy right here. They'll remember what you did. They'll remember how you made them feel, all that stuff. So let's put a bow on this. I want you to start right now and take a self-evaluation. As you're sitting here, we're in the middle of AEP, all that stuff. Maybe you're getting down. Maybe you're getting discouraged. Maybe it's not gone the way you wanted it to go. You have a goal of writing 2,000 apps and you just wrote your third one in week 3.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Right? Take a self-evaluation about your words, your thoughts, your actions, your habits, your legacy. There's a verse in the Bible that I love, and it scares me to death all at the same time. I believe it was Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, said, there, but for the grace of God, there go I. Right? I grew up in a home where we weren't wealthy. I thought we had pinto beans a lot because my mom and dad liked them. It was because they were cheap. My dad still to this day will not eat spaghetti because it was cheap and we had it a lot. Okay. When you're a missionary kid and you go on the road, if you go to someone's house for dinner, you can almost guarantee it's going to be spaghetti or a pasta of some type. I remember though growing up, and I remember seeing homeless people, and I remember seeing, drug addicts, or you could list off a list of people that are of ill repute, right? And I remember thinking, at least I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
At least and one day in my reading, I came across that verse. But for the grace of God, there go I. We all see people on the news. We all see people on all these things. None of them planned to wake up and be that day.
No. We have that conversation in our house all the time. I'm not going to be like, you know what? I'm pretty sure nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to break my leg today. Nobody wakes up there. But that's where we are.
Yeah. I want to be cognizant of my words because words become my thoughts. I want to be cognitive of my thoughts because my thoughts become my actions.
Yeah.
My actions become my habits. My habits are my legacy. What I do on a daily basis is what people are going to remember me for. I'm trying to decide whether this is. I have had the privilege. I get to work with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege of working with some folks that were at the end of their rope. Mm-hmm. And I'm not naive enough to think that there couldn't be somebody out there that's listening right now that may be at the end of their rope. And this is a weird Medicare podcast. It's okay. We're here to help people.
Yeah.
We've helped you by teaching you how to cross-sell. We've helped you by teaching you how to present and all that stuff. I want you to know we are here to help. If you're at the end of your rope, if you're like, man, nobody cares about me. One, that's not true. If you're at, nobody would miss me. It's not true. If you're at the place where you're like, you know what, I don't matter. It's not true. Yeah. Please reach out.
Yeah. We want to help. Let's do this. We'll have Adam do this. Call me.
Yeah.
My phone number is 417-593-2125. We'll put that in the thing.
Yep.
Call us.
My cell's right there. Call us, text us, whatever. It's going to take some humility. It's going to take some courage.
And that's okay.
I want you to know you are not alone. We're here. I don't know why I'm saying this right now, but I feel like maybe there's a reason. So if we can help you, we would love to help you.
Yeah. Be nice to people. Be kind to people. Love people. Be nice to yourself.
Yeah.
That's so much harder. It's so much harder for me to be nice to myself than me to be nice to you.
100%.
And you make it hard sometimes.
I do. I really do. No. Yeah, it is, man. And we can be, you said it very well. It's easy to be nice to others. It's hard to be nice to you.
Yeah.
Be nice to you. We would love it if you would be nice to us. Like, subscribe, come to the Last Wednesday podcast. We've gave you all our stuff, all our contact info. Reach out. We'd love to help you. Encourage us by reaching out. If you know somebody that should be on the podcast, let us know. If you know a topic that you want to talk about, let us know. We would love to help. Good job, man. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you to Rachel in the studio, making us sound good, look good. We will see you next time on the Medicare Sales Playbook.